I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's my boyfriend, and he's been my boyfriend.
And it's generally something that illustrates how little control I have as a parent.
Kiss my son. Kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
All hell is breaking loose in Will Smith's household as his son Jaden spilled some juicy tea that has gotten tongues wagging on social media. The 26-year-old appears to have confirmed what we all feared about his father, Will Smith, and his mother, Jada Pinkett Smith. Will his revelations be the final nail in his ultra-famous father's coffin?
I went out into the world and I saw what people, how people feel about my parents. I didn't understand, I'm still understand more and more every day that they're just a staple in the world, and they made people feel a type of way that no one has ever made anyone feel. So
what is more shocking is that Jaden's words appear to have co-signed Jim Carrey's statements about Will Smith, which we've covered extensively in another video. But for those who missed it, Carrey seems to be quite surprised by Will Smith's sudden rise to fame. In his estimation, Will Smith may have joined the Illuminati, granting him unparalleled fame.
It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Jaden's latest expose is part of a long line of secrets that the Smiths are continually spilling about what seems to be a troubled family. However, his latest rants are the most revealing since the now infamous August Alsina entanglement a few years ago. So, what did Jaden Smith say this time, and how will it affect his seemingly strained relationship with his family? I've got all the juice right here, so keep watching.
I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's boyfriend, and he's been my boyfriend.
Every family has problems, but the Smiths' problems appear to be extraordinary. For a family that practices open marriage, where anyone can sleep with anyone outside the marriage, there are bound to be issues. Interestingly, we've seen plenty. From Jada Pinkett's confession to having slept with her son's friend to Jaden actually filing for emancipation from his parents, the drama in the Smiths' mansion never ceases to amaze anyone. Many fans have said that if the Smiths were to produce a reality show about their family, its ratings and viewership would trump Kim Kardashian's Keeping Up with the Kardashians by a mile. The latest to have added to the family's latest drama is Jaden Smith. In a recent Q&A opened exclusively to a group of superfans, the actor and rapper gave fans a glimpse of what goes on behind the closed doors of the Smith mansion. He purportedly mentioned how his father has contributed to his secret bi lifestyle, which he is trying so hard to hide. Now, does that mean that Jaguar Wright was right all along?
They're both bi. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their.
Well, though Jaden didn't state that emphatically, those who listened to the Q&A seem to believe that that was what Jaden Smith was driving at. Jaden's S has always been a subject of speculation since he came of age. The guy himself appears to be gay, having openly told the whole world that his boyfriend was Tyler, the creator.
I want to tell you, Tyler doesn't want to say, but Tyler's my boyfriend, and he's been my boyfriend.
Of course, y'all know how antagonistic the black community can be towards people of a certain orientation, so Tyler had to deny any S involvement with Jaden. But fans wouldn't buy Tyler's answer. They claimed that Jaden spoke from his heart, which was a sign that he was speaking the truth. In their estimation, Jaden was speaking his truth, and Tyler was in denial, probably because of the harm it might cause to his reputation. However, it all doesn't make sense since Tyler himself identifies as bi. So why would he want to hide a romantic relationship with Jaden? Well, some fans think it is probably because of Jaden's parents. His parents are always seen as part of the leading lights of Hollywood. Together, they have spent almost 3 decades being a shining example of black excellence, a feat that they worked hard to attain. So, to see all that hard work wash down the drain because of their son's romantic preferences would deal a devastating blow to their reputation and career. So, it's possible that Will and Jada Smith may have influenced Tyler, the creator, to deny being in love with Jaden Smith. Mind you, both Will and Jada, especially Will, have had to deal with similar accusations in the past.
So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal Will.
That was brother Bilal, one of Will Smith's many accusers who claim they saw him in bed with another man. In an interview with Tasha K on her YouTube channel, Bilal narrated a sordid incident when he walked into a room to see Dwayne Martin nailing Will Smith over a sofa. Bilal was an assistant to Will when he was writing his latest book, and he described the cordial relationship that existed between him and the movie star. As expected, Will Smith sent his wife to clear the air on brother Bilal's allegations and put the matter to bed. During an interview on The Breakfast Club, the Set It Off star was asked about brother Bilal's allegations, to which she responded they were
those same rumors out about people you love, like Will and Dwayne.
I know.
That just came out too recently.
Yeah, you know, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous.
She acknowledged that, indeed, brother Bilal once helped her husband to write his book, but added another interesting twist to the whole tale. According to her, Bilal had tried to use that story to blackmail Will Smith, but the actor didn't budge, forcing Bilal to come public with his spurious accusations. She told The Breakfast Club, and this is a person who tried a shakedown that didn't work. She then threatened legal action against brother Bilal for making what she termed salacious allegations.
Because it's one thing to have your opinion about somebody versus just making up salacious stories. So that's actionable. So we're gonna roll with that.
However, Jada's threats of lawsuit did nothing to perturb brother Bilal as he doubled down on his initial statements. He claimed that Will and Jada knew he was speaking the truth, and he had evidence to the effect. Therefore, he gave the Smiths 2 weeks to sue him, or he would bring out the evidence he had in his possession. The reason Will and Jada responded, they know it's true, brother Bilal told Tasha K on her social media platform. He continued, they responded in less than 9 hours. He knows what I saw in that dressing room. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks. If you don't sue me in 2 weeks, if Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence. Well, we never heard of a lawsuit from the Smiths or evidence from Bilal, which seems to suggest that the Smiths might have settled with Bilal out of the public eye, which isn't surprising. Celebrities and big corporations are known for threatening individuals with lawsuits only to turn around and settle. However, fans woke up one day to an explosive expose from Jaguar Wright, who claimed that Bilal knew more than he was telling. The whole news surprised everybody. For them, this was an all-new low for the Bad Boys actor. I mean, Will has had several allegations hang around his neck since his beginnings in Hollywood, but to be accused of sleeping with your own blood was an all-time low. Sadly, Jaguar Wright claimed Bilal knew about all that was going on in the Smith mansion, but decided not to expose them. Instead, Bilal only spoke about Will's affair with Dwayne Martin, conveniently leaving out Will's affair with his own relative. Wright revealed that Jaden wasn't Will's only victim, and that Bryshere and Meek Mill also had to deal with Will Smith's twisted desires.
He know that Will Smith raped Jaden, he raped Bashir, and he raped Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal. You'll go from a Philly to a San, they'll still get you.
According to Jaguar, Bilal was on the run, which is why we've not heard from him in a while, but she warned him to speak up before the Smiths got their hands on him. Now you see why fans would think that all isn't well in the Smiths mansion. In another interview, Jaguar Wright claimed that she had boys screaming and running away from the Smith mansion because of the treatment they were suffering at the hands of Will Smith.
They're both bi. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their.
Jaguar then mentioned Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, and August Alsina as some of the boys who were in an alleged Will Smith mentorship program, but left the house screaming. So given Jaguar's testimony, fans can understand why Bilal just went off the grid without a trace. They can also appreciate what Jaden Smith purportedly said about his father. Mind you, fans have long suspected that Will was into men, so Jaden's alleged words carry more weight. After all, he is a key member of the family and has insider information that no one is privy to. His alleged expose on his father gave fans the confirmation that they had been waiting for. But others are also postulating another theory that, though it appears far-reach, still has some bearing on the topic we are discussing, and that is Jim Carrey. You see, Carrey has been at pains to expose the Illuminati and its agenda, but no one seems to be paying attention. Interestingly, Carrey has chosen to present his revelations in a funny way, making fans think it's just one of his usual jokes.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Jim Carrey once revealed the agenda of the Illuminati during his turn on Jim Kimmel's show a few years ago. First, he held his two hands to his face and then stuck his tongue between them to the laughter of the audience. When he finally settled, the host asked what the hand gesture meant, and he responded that it was the sign of the Illuminati. He explained that he was tired of hiding the truth and was now ready to blow off the lid on one of the most elusive secret organizations in the world. Of course, his fans burst into laughter, and Jimmy Kimmel couldn't help but join the fun. After all, Jim Carrey was one of the funniest men in the world. Many took his expose for one of his usual jokes, and for a while, it seemed like it. Jim opened up on the Illuminati in the most nonchalant way that many people didn't believe him, and sincerely, it looked like the comic actor had planned the whole thing. He knew that directly exposing the secretive organization could have dire consequences on his career in Hollywood. So what better way to expose them than hiding behind comedy like the way he presented this?
It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Here, Jim made a direct reference to the sign that is mostly associated with the Illuminati, which is the all-seeing eye. However, in Jim's narration, he called it the all-mocking tongue to absolve himself of any lawsuit that might arise from his revelations. And as in his usual style, he threw in a bit of comedy to throw the audience and the Illuminati off his trail. The mask actor also revealed the secret agenda of the Illuminati, which was to divert the attention of the citizens from focusing on bread and butter issues. He explained that the group's intention was to entertain the audience, using people in Hollywood as the main instruments.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh, and stuff like that.
Jim explained that the group had been recruiting actors and entertainers to further their evil agenda. Now, here's where Will Smith comes in. Speculations are rife that Will Smith and a select group of male Hollywood players have been tasked with recruiting and initiating young men into the secretive group. They claim that Will's job was to scout young talents with promising futures and then lure them into a mentorship program, which involves a weird ritual. These guys then graduate and become masters tasked with recruiting the next group of victims. This perfectly ties into what Jaguar Wright was trying to tell the world when she claimed that the Smiths were running some shady mentorship program. So, it appears Jim Carrey was right all along. The Illuminati was recruiting top stars into their ranks to distract the world from the real issues. These top stars, after initiation and getting the money and fame, were tasked with recruiting a fresh set of influencers. According to Jim Carrey, part of their job was to turn people into consumer drones.
They're trying to turn us into, consumer drone.
But here's where the whole issue gets muddier. It appears Will Smith himself was initiated into the cult when he first ventured into Hollywood. All his life, Will Smith wanted to be a rapper. Acting was not even on the plate. He had made a few records and was hoping to run into a producer who would turn his songs into a worldwide phenomenon. Luckily, he ran into the legendary Quincy Jones and sold his dream to him. However, the music producer had other plans. He invited Will Smith to dinner with some of the big shots in Hollywood, but Will wasn't prepared for what would come next. After the dinner, Quincy impressed upon the hapless Will Smith to audition in front of his friends for a role in an upcoming sitcom. Initially, Will was reluctant, but gave in after some persuasion from Quincy Jones, and he landed the main role in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, this story was told by Will Smith himself, which fans found too good to be true. Most questioned how a relatively untested newcomer wins a major role in a big sitcom on his first day. It brings to mind what Suge Knight once said about Diddy.
I felt that Puffy was a regular, normal guy. And then when he started hanging with the guys in the industry, they did things to him. And then allegedly, he did things to Usher. It goes on and on.
According to the former D-Row Records president, big men in the industry took advantage of rising talents and slept with them. The rising talents then become a big part of the group and get to introduce new talents to the same lifestyle. This is what fans believe happened to Will Smith. They feel that the story of how he won the role for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on a silver platter was fabricated to hide what actually went on that night. According to conspiracy theorists, Quincy Jones and his big shot friends were all part of the Illuminati and were at Quincy's home to introduce introduce Will Smith to their circle. They explain that Will took the bait and probably slept with Quincy and his friends to get the role in the highly successful TV sitcom. Now, this isn't to take anything away from Will Smith's obvious talents, but fans can't also pretend that's all to the story. They feel that Will's rise to fame is eerily similar to Diddy's rise to fame. Both young men met older men who quickly took them under their wings and, in no time, became famous. A similar thing allegedly happened to Michael Jackson, according to Jaguar Wright.
Suzanne DePass was the one that took Michael Jackson to all his meet and greets when he was a boy.
Jaguar claimed that the reason Michael became the most famous of the Jacksons was because he was taken to big parties and introduced to big men in the industry. According to Jag, though Michael was making some money from album sales, Suzanne DePass found it convenient to carry him around to raise some funds. So do you see the pattern that I'm trying to draw here and how it all feeds into Will Smith's case? It looks like somehow these big stars had to do some weird things before getting to the top. Now, back to Jaden's case. The young boy is gradually climbing up the Hollywood ladder, stepping boldly into his father's shoes. Many have said that he doesn't deserve the movie roles that he's getting, but he does get them, thanks to his father. Having drawn the vicious pattern of big shots in Hollywood sleeping with new talents before they become big, fans feel that his father is doing to him what was done to him when he first came into the industry. According to them, Will would rather initiate his son than have another person do it for him. Sadly, Jada appears to be in on the whole act, according to Jaguar Wright.
Hey, young man, come on over. My husband just wants to touch you for a little while on camera.
She explained that Jada was responsible for convincing Jaden and his friends to let Will have his way with them. According to conspiracy theorists, Jaden was adamant at first, but gradually gave in to the pressure because, like his father, he wanted to get to the very top. But does this explain why Jaden wanted emancipation from his parents? A few years ago, Will Smith revealed that his son wanted emancipation from him, and the reason he gave was interesting. He explained that Jaden lost trust in his leadership as a father when the movie After Earth, in which they both starred, bombed at the box office. After Earth was an abysmal box office and critical failure, he wrote in an excerpt obtained by People. And what was worse was that Jaden took the hit. Will continued, fans and the press were absolutely vicious. They said and printed things about Jaden that I refuse to repeat, he continues. Jaden had faithfully done everything that I'd instructed him to do, and I had coached him into the worst public mauling he'd ever experienced. Will continued by saying that the harsh criticism affected Jaden's confidence, and that was why he wanted to be free from his parents. After all, he felt misled by his father's direction.
One thing, why I like Will Smith in general, and I don't want to bash on a child actor too much, both Will and Jaden Smith are really bad here, both on their own and surprisingly together.
However, trust conspiracy theorists to coin their own theories of how it all went down. According to them, Jaden didn't want emancipation because of the movie's bomb at the box office. Rather, he didn't want what his father was doing to him and others in the name of mentorship. Jaden was 15 at the time, and we all know how the press and critics here in America often go easy on child actors. Of course, there were some who might have gone overboard with their criticisms of Jaden, but on the whole, the remarks weren't overly scathing. So fans are at a loss as to why a movie that brought in about half the budget spent on shooting would cause Jaden to ask for freedom from his parents. To the fans, the whole thing wasn't adding up, and there was more to the story than Will Smith was telling. They felt that Jaguar Wright was probably right about her observations. They think that Jaguar's explanation of events at the Smiths' mansion made more sense than Will's story.
Then there was the moment on social media. She was 13 with a 22-year-old man in her bed.
However, Jaguar Wright didn't stop there. She dug into Willow's life, contemplating on why she'd cut her hair, right after her hit song, Whip My Hair, and then getting photographed in bed with a man almost 10 years her senior. She wondered what was going on in the Smiths' mansion that has gotten the kids behaving in very weird ways. Aside from Jaden allegedly struggling with his father, Willow appears to be having issues with her family too. Everyone remembers when she wrote that letter to Tupac begging him to come back so her mummy can be happy. They can't help but wonder why a young girl who had never met Tupac writes such a heartfelt letter to the All Eyes on Me rapper. Many fans feel that the Smith family is dysfunctional and they are only holding things together because of their constant presence in the media. Fans believe the Smiths are trying to hide the fact that they are running a dysfunctional family, but are doing a poor job at it. Their kids tend to expose their dirty linings at the least given opportunity, all because the Smith family isn't a strict one.
Oh, well, you know, we don't really do rules with our kids. You know, we trust them to make their own decisions and be accountable for those choices.
Jag believes that the reason the kids get to do these things publicly is because their parents are trying to get them to do some weird stuff for money and fame. It explains why Jaden would want to be emancipated from his parents so that he would be free to live his life as a young man. Many fans also claim that it explains why Jaden has had several health issues over the years. They think that his soul and spirit aren't happy in the Smith mansion, and the earlier someone stages an intervention to get him out, the better for him. Sadly, Jaden allegedly isn't the only victim in this whole brouhaha. There are allegedly others like Brashear Gray and August Alsina who are neck-deep in the whole purported Will Smith mentorship. Fortunately, my checks reveal that Jaden and Willow Smith are no longer with their parents. Both of them left home when they turned 18, coinciding with their parents' separation.
In 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Jada said in an interview, "We decided that we were going to live completely separate lives," Jada explained. She further noted, "I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be." So now that Jaden is completely free from his parents, he can now expose whatever he went through in the hands of her parents. This explains why he purportedly chose to organize a Q&A and talk about his experiences as a Smith living in the Smith mansion. His alleged latest revelations appear to confirm what everyone feared about Will Smith and what Jim Carrey has been saying all along. Will Smith could be part of the Illuminati that initiated young men into the society by sleeping with them and making them do other weird stuff. This draws the curtains on today's video. Thanks for watching.